Kitty just did something so ridiculous that her whole family had to stop everything they were doing. And trust me, you are not ready for what happens next. Welcome to the world of Kitty. If you're new here, hit subscribe because this family never has a normal day. Kitty ran straight through the garden center, past the fake grass, past the flamingo decoration, and stopped right in front of the pizza ovens. $300? Done. Whiskers grabbed the one by the fence. Luna took the one near the flowers. "This is amazing," said Whiskers. Luna wandered around her little garden patch, picking up every decoration she could find. "Can't have too many of these," she said. Then she turned to Whiskers. Whiskers straightened up proudly. "My name is Gerald." He picked up a tiny shovel and started digging absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Kitty was watching from nearby. Luna's husband had a shovel. Gerald had a shovel. But Oliver, Kitty's husband, was standing there empty-handed. "Mom," said Kitty, "Oliver doesn't have a shovel." Kitty's mom gave her a look that said everything without saying anything. Then came the fairy lights, a whole bag of fairy lights, and more fairy lights, all exactly the same. "These could be our pizza ovens," said Luna, already decorating. "How many do we need?" asked Kitty. "We don't need two." Kitty marched over. Luna looked at her. "By the way, this kind of thing happens every single week in this family. And speaking of which, what would you trade to get what you really wanted? Tell us in the comments. We read every single one." Things got worse before they got better. Back inside, something had gone wrong. Seriously wrong. 1, 2. That's it. You time out. Oliver blinked. "Toilet paper chair. Go, sit." The toilet paper chair?
A single roll of toilet paper, placed like a throne in the corner of the room. Oliver sat down on it with the full weight of someone who knew this was deeply unfair. "Mom, why doesn't Snowpaws have to go to timeout?" Kitty's mom didn't even look up. Oliver stared. "You mean..." "Yes." A long silence. "Oh," said Oliver. He adjusted himself on the toilet paper roll and stared at the wall. Somewhere across the room, Snowpaws sat looking completely innocent, which, as everyone knows, is the most suspicious thing a cat can do. A customer walked in. Oliver watched them leave. He watched the clock. He watched the door. Kitty walked past him twice without making eye contact. Eventually, Kitty's mom appeared in the doorway. "I think..." Oliver stood up very slowly, with great dignity. "Good." Then came the admission. Kitty's mom crouched down. "You were right. It was Snowpaws all along. I'm sorry I didn't believe you." Oliver thought about it. And just like that, the toilet paper throne was empty. Now, here's where things get interesting. Because what happened next involved a tooth, $5, and a decision that nobody saw coming. The tooth fairy had visited. $5 whole, sitting right there in Kitty's paw. Wow! The family headed out. Bubbles everywhere. Giant bubbles, actually. The kind that catch the light and float across the whole garden before popping in slow motion. Pure joy. And then, around the corner, 2 ponies. One named Biscuits, one named Buttermilk. The pony lady smiled. "Of course." "Oh, I'm sorry, honey." Kitty stopped, looked at her money, looked at Oliver. Oliver shook his head. "It's okay, Kitty." Kitty looked at Buttermilk, looked at Oliver, looked at the $5. The pony lady looked at her for a long moment. "Goodbye, Buttermilk."
And Kitty walked away with Oliver, $5 still in her paw, and somehow feeling richer than before. Keep that in mind, because this family is full of moments like that, and there are still plenty more to come. Now, the grannies. This is something you need to understand about Kitty's family. They don't just play, they commit. "Okay," said Kitty. I'm going to be a party granny, said Luna. Kitty looked at Oliver. Oliver looked back. A pause. Wait, that's it! Oliver's eyes lit up. The Granny-mobile, a small toy car that nobody had touched in months, was now on the market. Doreen, Kitty, shuffled up to Rita, Luna, at the speed of someone whose hips genuinely hurt. Doreen, that fuzz is worth way more than that. And while they negotiated with the slow, fierce energy of two people who had genuinely been through everything together, Oliver, fully committed to his grouchy granny character, announced he was selling his karate gear. Bill, the neighbor, was going to buy it. Doreen, you can get more than that. Products. Let me count my coins. 1. That's enough. Now we arrive at the ice cream situation. And yes, it is exactly as unfair as it sounds. 2 ice creams. Melted. Gone. It's a hot day, kid. You had 'em out in the sun. That's about as fair as it gets. But it's not my fault they melted. I don't want a life lesson. The silence that followed was the kind that only a parent can produce. Then Kitty's dad looked at both of them for a long moment. All right. Yeah. 2 very small cats looked at one very large ice cream and decided that maybe the day wasn't ruined after all. The shop was closed. This was not going to stop anyone. The money was left on the floor. The almond milk was grabbed. And then the shop owner appeared. And he did not look happy. Tires, music, fast music, the kind that means things are very serious and also very funny at the same time. The music that played was not exactly what anyone expected. It was loud. It was dramatic. It was perfect. Around the corner, through the park, past the fountain, all the way to the other side of the neighborhood, and still, she was behind them. Is she really gonna... Okay. And that was how the almond milk situation was resolved. The morning after started quietly. Kitty was already setting up the cafe. Hello? And so began a very professional interaction that was going very well until a certain father decided he wanted to be a chef. No, Dad, we don't need a chef. He left. He came back. Okay, fine. You can work here. The Pavlova was on the bridge. Simple enough. What arrived was not Pavlova. No, Pavlova, right there. That's beans, but we don't want beans. Okay, back again. This time, a crumb. That's a crumb. There was a pause. Then, an important decision was made. The chef was reassigned. And finally, the kitten store. I'd like to buy a... Wait. The shelves were stocked with lily pillies. Some round for money, some bumpy for kitten treats. Okay. Oh. We do have a kitten birthday cake. Let's just start. Wait. Yes, kittens definitely can't talk. And with that, the kitten store opened for business. That's a whole day in the world of Kitty. If you made it this far, you already know this family never does anything the normal way. Come back tomorrow, because honestly, it only gets better from here.